back at it again with Miraculous Ladybug redesigns, this time with Juleka, who I'll be honest, I did not care for or about, as I never really cared for her design and overall character, and around the time when they started to include her more, I'd already kind of checked out on her character, which is funny when she's like the first person to get akumatized. But like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I don't like her, I just was never all that interested in her character, though I did really love her and Rose's dynamic. I love me an introverted / extroverted duo, though finding out that she and Luca are twins threw me way off back then, since I'm pretty sure they only did that to make Luca be in the same grade as them, since he was originally supposed to be 2 years older and went to a different school. And I mean, Thomas even said he changed Luca to be Juleka's twin, and it's like, that's fine, I mean, he can do that. But yeah, it just seems silly to do when they've already established the whole thing with Luca and Juleka. It's just one of those things where it's like a band-aid solution, and I don't like when they do that. But anyway though, we're here for her designs. So yeah, out of all the girl characters, I think Juleka is probably the worst designed, outfit-wise, mainly because her alternative style is just all over the place. And I get she's just, what, a freshman in the first few seasons? But my god, why? I've seen French alternative fashion before, and it looks so good. So how they managed to put her in this, what I can only assume is a long sports top with lime green accents and floral lace with matching gloves and bright neon purple leggings. Like, where did this look come from? Because her concept design was just honestly perfect. I mean, the pants could have been different, but still, like, the jump from this to this is crazy. But I will say I much prefer her show hair versus her concept arts hair. I really like the dye job and style. It looks way more natural and like less akumatized in a way. Like her, like the hairstyle for her concept art looked way too much like an akumatized version, if that makes any sense. I also love the shoes they gave her, since Converse aren't that big of a style in Paris. I mean, you can buy them, but it's not a brand you see often. Oh, and I really like her eye makeup. I love how thick they made the lines of her eyeliner. Luca could learn a thing or two from her about that. And as for her model in the seasons 1 through 5, it's fine. I mean, her head is massive and her eyes are too, but unlike with Rose, Juleka's hair helps with all of that, so you don't notice it too often, which is fine. Also, I said this in past videos, but I seriously don't know what the design team smoked to think giving every character, minus Adrian and Marinette, pale ass lips. And Juleka is the #1 character that they really shouldn't have done that to. Like, she looks crazy. And as for the season 6 update, yeah, the lipstick game didn't get any better. And don't get me wrong, I really do like that they really tried to incorporate more of the green into her design, but it's still not enough. Plus, all the highlight spots are just too small to notice and clustered into one spot. Like the necklace, the lipstick, and hem lines of her top are all in this one specific area, minus her nails. But I will say her model is a massive improvement. While her eyes are still big, everything is now way more proportional. Even her eyebrows look good now too. I do, however, wish they'd made her a bit taller or like the same height as Luca. I also really love the new haircut, as it shows the passage of time and how Juleka's come out of her shell more, as she's not using her hair to hide. But that's kind of where my likes end, cause the outfit is just as bad as the original and not even all that different. Just like Marinette, the outfit didn't change. She's still in that weird top, it's just a little different, and instead of ripped neon purple leggings, they're now perfectly intact neon purple jeans. But again, I do love the shoes that they gave her. But yeah, I just don't get why Juleka's outfit is not different. Like, everything about season 6 Juleka is a bit different now. She's grown, she's, you know, evolved a little bit. And honestly, I would have been fine if some of her OG outfit was incorporated, but they didn't really do that. Like, give this girl the alt fit she deserves. Have her take some of her dad's old clothes and make the rock star fit of her dreams. Anyway though, her hero suit looks great. Honestly, it always looked great. I mean, yeah, it's still a skin tight suit, but I still liked the style of it. The gold outlines for the stripes was a nice touch, but yeah, the mask was hella ugly, so this new season 6 look is just so much better. I mean, not too much changed, but the stuff that they did add is a great start. Like, the new arm glove looks so much better and easier to see. The added studded belt is nice. Her boots now have claws on them, though I wish they looked less like regular boots. And the stripe pattern on her suit looks so much more unique now. And the mask. Ugh! The mask looks amazing. I love how it seems more like it's glam rock makeup than an actual mask. And while I love the fluffy ponytail, I wish the bangs weren't her old civilian bangs. But yeah, honestly, it's pretty good, all things considering. It just needs more of Juleka's style. So let's get to it! So for Juleka's civilian look, I decided to push her aesthetics more, since she and Rose have shown that the band is doing well, and a really big part of their lives now. I mean, Juleka even wrote a song, so I figured, just like Rose, Juleka would try to play up the whole rock star vibe, and also kind of mix in some of Rose's aesthetic, now that I'm gonna assume they're dating. I can't remember if that was verified. I know they kissed, but yeah. Anyway, body first. So it's hard to tell, but trust, I made her taller and more bony, kind of old school model-esque, since she did say she wanted to be a model at one point, way back when the characters just said things and never followed up on them. I mean, she kind of followed up on it, but like, it never comes back. But also, cause I kind of like to imagine Jagged Stone was like a really thin, scrawny kind of kid, so that gets translated to Juleka for some reason for me. I did also make her face more oval as a mix of both her parents' features. I mean, Jagged's beard's kind of in the way, but you get the idea. Including their noses, and while I really wanted to give her green eyes, I stuck with the brown as she's the only one in her family with them, which could be an underlining anxiety about how her brother and father have a almost natural bond versus her and Jagged. Not sure how it would correlate to the mother though. I think the mother should also have brown eyes, to be honest, but I do like the whole theory of Juleka being like the black sheep of the family, but more so in an outgoing kind of way, because her mom's really outgoing, Jagged's really outgoing, and Luca's really outgoing, but Juleka's very, she stays in her bubble because it's comfortable, but she does come out of it. Oh, and I made her pale again. I get she's probably outside more and her mother's tan, but I don't know. I really liked that Juleka had like the British pale skin. Also, for anyone who wasn't aware, her father is British, so yeah. Also, I find it so funny that Juleka and Jagged look so much alike, yet for some reason, Jagged navigates more to Luca, but it's like, your daughter is almost a spitting image of you in every possible way. I don't, I kind of understand, but I find it so funny that, he doesn't recognize that. Also, I know the models of her parents don't have hooded eyes or have very angular eyes, but I noticed that with Luca's new model, he does. And since they're twins, and while not identical, I still wanted them to share some features. Oh, also, I kept her hair long, but still kept the shaved part, though it's also shaved on the other side too, because I love me a good mohawk, even though you can't see it. I also gave her a raccoon tail dye job. I know the scene look is few and far between nowadays, but I like to think Juleka has been getting into a lot of different music in subcultures, and has started to mishmash a lot of styles to make her own style, hence why her outfit is the way it is now. So for her outfit, I did stick with the idea that Jagged sent both Juleka and Luca his old outfits from his start as a rock star, and a lot of punk stuff back when he and their mother were hanging out. Luca being Luca picked probably two things, while Juleka went full punk and started creating her own stuff with what was given, like the purple and mint plaid board short that's basically turned into her statement piece, as it matches her overall color theme, but they were way too long, so she cut them and used leftover ribbon to add a X stitch effect on the sides as a nod to her mother's more pirate lifestyle. Also, sorry that the guitar is in the way, but I did give her a studded belt that Luca doesn't wear anymore, and she has a British flag fabric chains attached to it as a nod to her dad. As for her top, I gave her a corset tank top combo with off-the-shoulder sleeves, and the tank part of the top is fabric belt straps. I kind of fused the idea of her OG top's structure with the season 6 one, but added the lace-up front style as a nod to Rose, since it's a bit more girly, but also because while I don't know how the Akuma designs work, I like to think Juleka likes gothic Lolita fashion based on her Akumatized style. I also gave her a mesh undershirt just without the flower design, and don't get me wrong, I didn't mind the flower lace they gave her, and I get the symbolism behind it, kinda, but it just never really fit, or at the very least they didn't spread it around enough. So yeah, big reason I got rid of it. But I did keep the gloves, though I made them mismatching, and they're the cut a hole in a sock kind of gloves too, so oh, and one of the gloves is striped as a nod to her concept design, while the other is just black with silver chains. I also kept her leggings, but made them torn mesh leggings, because alternative fashion is mainly layers, which is why this works for Juleka, but not Marinette. And shoes. While I do love the new boots, I still prefer the Converse, but this time Juleka just ties the laces around her ankle, mainly because I used to do that and I thought it was really cool, because then I could use safety pins for the laces instead. It was a weird time, okay? Don't question how that was gonna work. Accessories. Okay, so I kinda revamped her necklace into this choker with 3 gems instead of 1, similar to Jagged's necklace, but also gave her more loose chains and necklaces similar to her mother's. As for color, while I love that Juleka's purple is her dad's purple, I do wish it was a different shade of purple, so I went with pastel purple and Luca's mint color from the family tree picture. I also think a lighter color palette helps connect her to Rose, as bright colors are more considered happy colors instead of Juleka's original darker purples. Plus this works a little bit better than Juleka just using pink eyeshadow and having the tips of her hair kind of pink to go along with the whole her and Rose are a thing. So yeah, the pastel purple and mint are the main colors, while the dark purple black is my highlight color, and the silver and British flags are just because this would have been a 3D models, so I can kind of get away with having extra colors. But that's all I got for her civilian look. On to her suit. Quick intermission to showcase all the fan art I've gotten. Thank you all so much. Everything you all have made is so good. Ah, my babies. If you would also like your work to be shown here or want to make extra sure I see it, please send it to my Discord server in the fan art channel. Link is in the description. Thank you. Also, hype me up, y'all, since that's a thing now on YouTube, but funny enough, it weirdly does work, so hype me up, please. Anyway, back to the art. Okay, for Juleka's hero suit, I didn't do too much. I know it doesn't seem that way, but I did. Again, I already really like the new direction of the suit. I just think it needed a bit more embellishments and a full recolor, because either Juleka is colorblind or purple means something else in this universe, because her suit is not purple. So why she's calling herself Purple Tigress makes no sense to me. Kind of like Hawkmoth. Anyway, I'll talk about the color later, but yeah, for the suit, I kept the main print design the same, but took off the front zipper because it kind of ruins the whole vibe of the front. But I did split the chest stripes because the placement just looks off to me. Like the arm and back stripes and the stripes that are like kind of on her hips look great, but the chest and leg stripes just don't really match, if that makes any sense. Hence why I also split the legs as well, but I did keep the dark color at the bottom of the leg that fuses into her shoes. However, though, I did get rid of like the boot structure design, but kept the belts, as I find it weird that Juleka in her hero suit is the only one with like actual realistic shoes instead of more fantasy styled ones. I mean, them being fused to her suit is kind of fantasy crazy, but I don't know. So yeah, I did away with it. But yeah, I did keep the toe claw design, but added Cat Noir's pad paw design on top. As for the belt, yeah, I didn't change too much. I just doubled them and made the tail string thingy part into a belt similar to Cat Noir's, as I kind of have like a weird headcanon AU kind of thing that the Tiger and Goat Miraculous are like the weaker versions of the Cat and Ladybug Miraculous, since their abilities are really similar to each other, plus with the added info that it takes a lot longer to find a decent person to wield the Cat and Ladybug Miraculous. So to me, the Tiger and Goat are kind of like a stand-in until a holder can be found for the Cat and Ladybug Miraculous, if that makes sense, which is kind of why I made her suit a little similar to Chat Noir's. Like, they're kind of the same coin in a sense, but one is stronger and one is not as strong. So yeah, I'm kind of nuking Juleka's powers a little bit. But also, instead of the 3 bell ball things at the end of her original tail, I gave her a spiked ring, but just in case, if she can't really fight with it, since the tail was supposed to act as her secondary weapon, I did add a belt-like whip for aesthetic and irony sake. The only real big change I did was give her a cropped fur coat with leather lapels, mainly because tigers are somewhat fluffy, but also because I'm tired of the lack of fur for some of the Miraculous suits. Like, why should Nathaniel be the only one? It's not fair. However, though, I did remember not to leave the fur blank and added stripe marks to it. The arms are just kind of in the way. I did keep the style of the glove the same, as it looks fantastic, but I didn't really keep up with the ombre black nails going on the other side and went with solid gold instead for the other hand. Only real thing I went off the rails with is her hair. Similar to how Cat Noir's hair gives off fluffy cat cheeks, it's kind of like Cats Don't Dance kind of face style, I went in the same direction but made them bigger. Since a tiger's face fluff is the most fluffy part about them, I also gave her V-shaped bangs with the Tiger Miraculous' stripes on them, as I imagine the Tiger Miraculous influences a lot due to their larger-than-life personality. However, though, I did keep the ponytail. I just gave her a studded hair tie and made the hair more wild, kind of similar to her pre-concept design. And the ears. I low-key hate the ones she has in the show. They're not even shaped like tiger's ears. So yeah, I reworked the ears to resemble a tiger's better and gave them piercings. As for the mask, it's relatively the same, but I did add just a few personal details like dotted eyebrows and a stripe on the top part of the mask where the eyelid is, because it was kind of bothering me that they didn't do that. And now, finally, color. I picked these colors because, again, her hero name is Purple Tigress, yet the suit is clearly a red plum color, though now in season 6 it's more red than red plum, so yeah, I'm not entirely sure why they go in the direction that they're going. So I used her neon purple leggings color as the main suit color and made the lighter tiger belly section a cream orange color. And to keep with the whole purple theme, I darkened the original purple that I'm using a bit and used it for the stripes, the lower legs, and the jacket, and recolored the more black part of her season 6 outfit into a even darker for the glove, belts, and soles of her shoes and her lipstick, mainly as a way to break up a lot of the overlapping, but I did keep the gold outline for all the stripes, because I actually really love how they included the highlight color in that way, even if it gets a bit lost on the 3D model and they technically didn't add it to the mask, but still, I still really love it. I did add some fun stuff, aka I gave the gloves paw pads and added an extra pink light color for Rose and for the paw pads and inner ears, made the front tufts of her hair the same cream orange as the underbelly, since tiger fur is kind of funny, but like their cheek marks are actually like the same color as their underbelly, so that is why. And I colored the tail belt like a tiger's tail because tiger. Also, a small part of me wants to put like a glitter effect on the stripes, since even though the suits have the ability to make it to where you can't tell who the holder is, I find making the effect for Juleka's stripes the same flower lace that she wears all the time is way too telling. I mean, technically she's already pretty obvious on who it is, but still. Plus, I think glitter would fit with like the OG styling of the band. Plus, now with Rose's glitter eye makeup, I could see Juleka's love for Rose blending into her suit in that way. But anyway, this was fun. I was actually kind of dreading drawing Juleka, since while the Luca video did great, I felt I didn't try super hard, and that made me worried for Juleka since they're twins. Plus, at the time, I already really liked her suit and her season 6 suits, so I was worried I wouldn't be able to come up with anything. But man, I am so happy with her suit design. She looks so cool. Anyway, I'm not sure who I'll redesign next from Miraculous. I know I need to update Adrian and Luca, because 1, I really want to rework my ideas for Luca, and 2, I gotta talk about how they were done so dirty with the season 6 updates. Anyway though, next video will be me reacting to the Homestuck pilot. Please look forward to me slipping into the void as the core part of my childhood and building blocks of my personality gets thrown down the stairs head first. Yay! Oh, also we have 2 members to scream at today, Tara Mizell and August. Welcome to the madness. Also, thank you Hawkland Stargazer for the super thanks on my Carmilla redesign video. And a huge overdue thanks to Forfeit10 for the super thanks on my Carmilla redesign video, the Has-Been Hotels Season 2 speed draw video, and my Knights of Guinevere video. Thank you so much. Sorry this took so long. Also, yeah, y'all should watch all those videos. I hear they're really good. On to the sleepy wall you go. Also, thank you to the other members. You have my whole heart. And also, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check that bell notification. Follow me on my socials right here. And if possible, hit that join button or super to join the Board of Teeth. It really helps out the channel and me. I hope you all have a super fantastic day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!